Can wolves be domesticated? Ever wanted to be like Jon Snow and have your own massive zombie-killing pet wolf? Well, we're going to talk about it, as well as everything you need to know about wolves' social and residential needs and how you can become a member of the pack. Blow your house down. This is the part where we could go on and on about that one guy from that one documentary who had a pet wolf, or that girl on Instagram who was snapping selfies with one. But we'll just cut to the chase. No, you can't have a pet wolf because of reasons. There's a law for starters. Most countries kinda have a few concerns about rearing 175-pound predators in leafy suburbia. Some accidents are easier to avoid after all. Many homeowners associations are increasingly discouraging aggressive dog breeds like mastiffs and pit bulls, so a wolf is an absolute non-starter. Of course, things are different out in the country where there is more open space and less scrutiny about your business. Many farmers have tried their hand at taming wolves, young and old, with mixed success with the law. An out barn or warehouse is more than enough to keep a young wolf under wraps, but the howling gets louder as the animal grows. Wolves howl for communicative reasons, and possibly for amusing themselves as pastime entertainment. They howl to look for mates, update pack members, and ward off territorial rivals. Different notes, tones, and octaves indicate different messages and recipients, and we don't even know half of what they're saying. Anyway, they are noisy. Another problem is the simple fact that wolves are wild animals. The term domestic usually refers to animals that have been adapted to human contact over several generations. Wolves are wild animals, and even a wolf pup is a first-generation wild animal from its programming alone. Concepts like obeying commands and obedience as a default personality setting are not hardwired into a gray wolf the same way they are into a golden retriever puppy. Personality is a massive aspect of dog breeding today, just as it has been for domesticating wolves into man's best friend over centuries. As a wild predator, a wolf has the urge to hunt and subdue prey. This manifests as cute and cuddly playtime as a baby, torn couches and flip-flops as an adolescent, and potentially serious accidents when fully grown. Holding back a golden retriever in pursuit of a squirrel is hard enough, but holding back a wolf in pursuit of a golden retriever could prove impossible. Armed with 2.5-inch fangs, wolves are experts at gripping prey, even on the run. They also have meat-shearing carnassials and bone-crushing molars. A wolf can have a bite force of up to 400 pounds per square inch, which means it can deliver serious maulings or even death in a matter of moments. Another reason why you probably shouldn't get a wolf for Christmas is space. Wolves are territorial animals that rule over vast expanses in the wild. A wolf pack of 20 to 30 wolves can have a territory larger than Manhattan. An ideal territory should have rich hunting grounds, fresh water supply, and good burrowing for rearing young, and even a scenic view or two. As apex predators, wolves demand the best. A typical backyard is far from sufficient for one wolf, which needs wide open space to stretch, sprint, explore, and howl. He would get very bored and frustrated surrounded by walls and would easily break through flimsy picket fences to escape. Which brings us to the wolf's tremendous energy. Wolves are insanely fit and are among the best long-distance runners in nature. A wolf can pursue a moose or elk for days through all kinds of terrain and all kinds of weather and be fresh enough to engage in a fight with the prey animal. In packs, wolves can even wear down massive bison and grizzly bears, chasing the victim for miles while striking with dozens of sharp nips. After big kills like this, wolves still have the energy to run around and chase each other to celebrate victory before gathering their table manners. That's right, wolves have a strict eating policy, which is tied to the next reason why wolves cannot truly be domesticated: their social structure. Wolves are kind of designed to be puzzle pieces. Yes, a single wolf is powerful, intelligent, brave, and has crazy endurance, but it seems a wolf truly becomes a whole animal when it is part of a pack. More than powerful, a pack can form a dynasty. More than intelligent, a pack learns and shares information. More than brave, a pack is feared. Pack life is a call that is impossible to resist for all wolves, and very few can function alone in the wild. Studies have shown that captive wolves kept away from other wolves had delayed social and physical development compared to wolves that had friends. Depression, low mood, and increased hostility are notable results of enforced lone wolfism. So realistically, it's better for you to go live with a wolf pack than to bring a wolf to live with your human family. Despite your best efforts, a wolf would be happiest among its own kind, acting out wild wolf rituals and playing its role in the pack's puzzle. This puzzle is quite political compared to the social dynamics a domestic dog needs to know. Dogs generally know that humans close to them are to be obeyed, and other pets are like siblings. Wolves exist in a much more rigid ranking system. Packs are headed by an alpha pair, and this pair is usually the only grouping allowed to breed. Non-alpha wolves are subservient to the alpha pair in most ways, and they help raise the top dog's offspring. Now, this ranking problem has two problems for you. The first is if you have a wolf with an alpha personality. This means obedience as a default setting is completely off the table. These wolves are strong and stubborn, and they are smart enough to mix up the trouble. Be ready to be challenged and growled at constantly as the wolf vies for power. If your own personality isn't strong, a wolf can easily take over your household and view you as a beta to be bossed around. The second is with a non-alpha wolf. These wolves are happiest when they are serving the alphas and the pack. They want to be busy chasing deer and playing with new cubs in spring. Without this activity, your pet wolf's energy could turn destructive and manifest in property damage or worse. Even if you get one with lone wolf leanings, he or she eventually craves social contact with other wolves, even if it's just to howl back and forth from a distance. Lone wolves also tend to obey the urge to mate and will feel stifled when locked up in captivity, which can also turn destructive. Another thing that will soon drain the romanticism of the idea of owning a wolf is the cost in terms of money and time. Unlike your typical domestic dog, wolves are pure carnivores. Adults need 2 to 5 pounds of meat every day. This meat must include fur and bones rich with marrow because these extras provide essential nutrients. If you plan on hand-rearing a young pup, you will need to buy supplements because most milk replacements don't have all the nutritional goodness of a female wolf's milk. Arginine is a particularly essential amino acid for wolf pups, and without it, young wolves could develop eye problems like cataracts. Not to mention vet bills. There's a chance your standard doggy and kitty vet won't want to work with a wild animal, so there may be an added cost of a specialty vet for your wolf. Again, if the wolf isn't nourished properly, you could be playing an expensive game of catch-up at the vet's office. All of these things, meat every day, diet supplements, special doctors, can add up to frightening costs very quickly. Could you realistically manage to get 5 pounds of meat every day for the next 15 years? Then there's the time cost. You will need to spend a ton of time with your wolf pup to get him or her to imprint on you and learn to be a companion. This bond must be reinforced throughout the wolf's life, meaning you must be fairly stable and committed. You will probably have to pass on many trips and even career possibilities that take you away from your wolf for extended periods. In cases where folks managed to somewhat tame a wolf, the animal tended to be bonded with one individual. A wolf will mainly be friendly and obedient to one human companion, which is a problem if that person has to be away for a long time or indefinitely. In contrast, a family dog will listen to anyone in your house, even if you leave and never come back. But with wolves, their wild side prevents deep trust with too many people. How to live with wolves. Now, as you would expect, many people have persisted in trying to tame wolves and turn them into pets despite the limitations we've discussed. With much difficulty, some even manage to succeed, but there are a few general guidelines. Firstly, 11 times out of 10, it is better to try hand-rearing a pup than trying to befriend a wild adult wolf. An adult wolf will likely run away if it sees you, but it may attack if it feels cornered. When it comes to rearing pups, it's best to get one at 14 days old and no later than 21 days. At 14 days, a pup is strong enough to be removed from its mother's milk and moved onto a milk substitute while still young enough to imprint on humans. Pups older than 21 days are less likely to imprint and will be harder to tame. Effective imprinting requires months of repeated daily interactions with the pup. It is crucial that the pup be kept away from adult wolves during this time so it can bond with you more effectively. Training wolves is notoriously difficult, but not impossible. Positive reinforcement and rewards are the best way to go because wolves don't respond well to fear-based training. It's also a good idea to mix up training sessions and keep them brief because wolves get bored easily, and once they get bored, they stop listening. The more engaging a training session, the faster a wolf will learn. For the sake of safety and sanity, it is important that you routinely assert yourself as the alpha in your relationship with a wolf. Do not back down when he or she growls in defiance of commands or rules, otherwise the animal will never respect your authority. You will also need to get into serious physical shape. Keeping up with a healthy wolf is no easy thing. For your wolf to be in the best health, you will need to go for long hikes, runs, and swims several times a week at least. This will also require a flexible schedule at work and with your human friends and family. Ultimately, can wolves be domesticated? Only by a select few who are truly ready and able to do so.